here at ADIPEC, I'm joined by Nigel McCue. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Lamprell. And again, just recently announced, thanks for joining us, the sale of huge rigs to the National Drilling Company here. Tell us about it. These are very impressive rigs.
Yes, they are indeed. We in July we actually signed 2 contracts for 2 Laterno Super 116E jack-up rigs. One you can see to my right. They're for delivery in 2012, first and second quarter, and they come with two options for 2 further rigs.
Well, that's tremendous news, and well done. Congratulations indeed to you for actually. This is, I mean, these are huge. I'm just looking at that model that you had there, and just the structure of it, the size of it, the scale of it. What kind of what's a project like this worth? Or can you give us a little bit of a feel what it's worth?
Well, these particular models come at about $158 million each. They can vary depending upon the various specifications, but those are sort of order of magnitude of the prices.
And now rigs like this too, of course, you've been in this business for quite a while. You've got that strong engineering background and the credibility in the company too, doing some tremendous work around here. But now I would imagine there's even more emphasis on safety and the technology that's making sure that these rigs are actually the best possible rigs that they can be.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, there's a massive emphasis upon safety, particularly with this type of rig. In fact, not only in the operating side of things, but in the construction as well. And we have one of the best safety records within the business worldwide, which is something we're actually extremely proud of. And I think also since Macondo has actually focused many mines and many oil companies, particularly on the safety aspects, so it's an extremely important part of our business.
Now these rigs, are these for deep sea drilling, or how far out would these rigs actually be?
No, these are for use in the Middle East, and obviously specifically these 2 rigs are for offshore Abu Dhabi, so the water depths are actually relatively shallow. But
some of the other work you do around the world too, I mean, are you doing rigs on the deeper sea?
We don't concentrate so much on floating equipment, more on jack-up rigs. And there we're talking about water depths about up to 350, sometimes up to 400 feet. So in the industry terms, it's actually shallow water equipment.
Right, yeah, but still, I mean, there's still what's going into them, the technology that's going in there. And you've been in this business a while now, Nigel. Give us a feel. I mean, it must have changed tremendously. Or is there a sort of a still core of the business and then it just gets better or smarter?
Well, in the rig business, the average age of the rigs are about 25 years, and in fact there's many rigs within the region are 30, 35 years of age. But there's been a great movement towards newer rigs, basically because of deeper water depths, high pressure, high temperature, H2S, CO2 considerations, which goes to safety as well. So the technologies are changing, and as I say, there's a greater emphasis upon safety, and particularly post-Macondo.
Just give us a feel for how you're going to construct a rig like that, and then how you're going to move it, because I can imagine this must be a huge project.
It is a huge project. The beginning to end is normally about 24 months, but the construction period is 18 months for this type of rig. And what we do is we build onshore as much as we possibly can, and then we basically move the rig on trailers onto a 22,000-ton barge, and we basically sail it off in the ocean. We sink the barge, and then we bring the jack-up rig back to quayside and finish it off. So beginning to end, the construction period is about 18 months.
Gosh, it must be a fascinating operation. But again, you're the guys who've been doing it for quite a while, so I bet it's just what you do, as you might say.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, it's all in a day's work for us. So it's if you want a rig, just come along and see us.
But tell us who's been coming along now. Have you been busy here? How has the show been going for you for the last few days?
It's been very, very well indeed. In fact, this year we've signed over $900 million worth of work. Probably by the end of this year, we'll be well over $1 billion. So we've seen the markets turn quite considerably from late 2008, 2009, where the markets were actually quite weak. But 2010's been an extremely good year for us, and we see it strengthening through to 2011 as well.
Super. Well, thanks for taking the time there to join us. And that was Nigel McCue, the Chief Executive of Lamprell. So good luck and good news on the rigs.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.